Another day, another tune to load onto the Skyline. So, first things first, let's load this puppy. New tunes fresh in from Darren. Yes, we want to apply that. We'll see probably some changes in the fuel map. Epic! We want to store that to the ECU. Good to go. Sick. Next thing on the agenda is Amazon delivered me the new power supply thing for the dash. So we need to probably install that and put all of this back together with the dash. That would be great. And we'll get my dash back. And then I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling today, whether or not I want to wire in those sensors yet. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling super lazy lately. Maybe it's just because of all the epic new games that have come out, the new Call of Duty, now all the Halos are coming out. Halo Reach just dropped last night, and all I want to do is play it. So I'm really struggling, and I wish I could just film a vlog where we play Halo all day, but that's not what I can do. And plus I got to get this thing ready for drifting in a couple weeks, and we've got Nismo Festival this weekend too. So tomorrow we're at Yoshio Factory again, but today I really should wire in those sensors, so I'm gonna force myself to do it and psych myself up. Let's go! So first things first is I want to know if this new adapter we bought fits. And as you can probably tell by the gauge, we've got gas pressure right now, we've got fuel pressure. So I'm a little bit worried about how this is gonna spray out. As long as we don't get it in my eyes, I'll be okay. So we'll just kind of let that seep out. There we go. Didn't spray anyway. Oh! I'll be surprised if that gauge still works. Okay, so we got this new adapter off Rakuten here in Japan, which is PT or P something, I don't know. Apparently it's actually just BST or PT or whatever. Oh, look at that. It goes straight in. All right, good. Well, now we're gonna make sure that this also connects to our sensor. Which is this guy here. Does that screw in there okay? Yes, it does. Totally fine. All right, we're in business, lads. I'm gonna put this in now, get it all tightened up, put the special pipe sealer stuff on and everything. Get everything happening. Let's go. So as you guys can see, we got the sensor in there now. It all went in there pretty spiffy, pretty simple. All sealed up. And the oil one's already in here from what I did before. If we get down on the floor there, you can probably see it up and in there. With the old cable there for the gauges that we're going to be ripping out too. So this sensor is pretty much all ready to be plugged in and wired into the ECU as well. Man, that's what Ebisu does to your car. Even at this height, like this isn't even that low really. Anyways, cool. So now I need to do up some wiring looms from that sensor down there and this sensor to come to this corner. We're gonna have to take out my catch can, which is fine. That's just 2 bolts. We'll pull that out, set that aside, and then I guess we'll start running wires. So a little bit of an update of where I'm at. I've pulled all of this out and worked out what I need to do wiring wise with all my extra sensor wires that I ran through when I put in the ECU. So these are all gonna pretty much get used now. Now these sensors they're a little bit of a pain in the butt to wire just because they need 5-volt like sensor power, so 5 volts of power for that. They need a sensor ground, and then they also have 2 other ports there for temperature and pressure. Now, this green wire here, if you guys can see, this is your main sensor ground that gets used on pretty much all of your sensors in the ECU. So that's why I've kind of like piggybacked off it here with these little connectors so that we can run them to both of the sensors. So that'll be fine. And then this red one here is going to be our 5-volt rail, and then the rest of these will be used for pressure and temp sensors, so pretty much 2 of each of these, and then there'll be 1 left. It's a little bit of a disaster right now. It's getting late and it's super cold. I lost a bunch of time actually looking for the pipe thread sealer for this sensor. I misplaced it inside the house somewhere, and I literally spent an hour and a half looking for it. So that kind of like screwed me a bit, but it's getting really cold and starting to get dark really quick. So I'm gonna go get my jacket on and try to get this wiring sorted out and try and get these looms made up for these sensors and tidy everything up, get the ECU plugged back in and everything, and then start setting everything up. And because we're gonna drive this thing early in the morning to go to Yoshio Factory, so I probably should have done this earlier in the day. So time warping ahead, I gave up outside. It was way too cold and I just put everything back together so that I could at least drive the car to Yoshio factory in the morning. And here are the wiring looms that I've made. I stayed inside in front of the heater and smashed these out. And these plugs, let me tell you, they were hard for me to figure out. I couldn't get the pins to go in at all. And then I worked out that you actually have to unlock it first. So check this out. I've never worked with one of these plugs before, and any of you guys who have worked with these plugs are probably laughing at me. But the way they work is you just kind of slide that way, and that unlocks the pins. And then you can slide them in. You can't slide the pins in unless you slide that over. And then when you slide that back, that locks them in place. You still need to use like a little thing, like if you need to remove the pins, you still need to put like a little pin key in there and stuff. But yeah, found that very interesting. Kind of cool too, wish I knew that. And I was like super stressed out, but yeah. Today, time definitely got away from me a lot quicker than I was expecting, and a few things didn't go according to plan, so. But at least I have these ready, and if everything goes well tomorrow, I'll be able to put those in probably at Yoshio factory and get the dash back in as well. But for now, we're gonna have to use a laptop on the passenger seat just to monitor everything, make sure everything's all good. So today's video is definitely gonna be a short one, and I do apologize, but I've learned something so much from today that's forcing myself to give myself a big kick up the butt to make sure I'm way more productive in the mornings and like getting up at a decent time, going to bed at a decent time. You know, the usual stuff I guess a lot of YouTubers struggle with is managing their time. And because I don't have like my own workshop or space, but I'm really excited for when the day comes that we can afford to do that and whatnot, which I'm pumped about. But you know, where we're at currently, obviously I have my driveway to work in when I'm home, and usually I used to be able to just start my vlogs and working on my car from 2 p.m. but I can't do that now because the weather in winter and stuff gets super cold and the sun goes down at like 4:30 p.m. So yeah, I obviously need to shuffle things around, and I can't be lazy in the mornings now, and I need to really shift that kind of and be way more productive early in the morning and going to bed earlier at night, so that, you know, I can film my vlogs and make sure like I'm still pushing out the same great content. You know, I watched through everything that happened today, and at some point I actually put the camera down and I just gave up because I was so disappointed in myself of just how I let myself like get this far gone, if that makes sense. Like, I know it's not actually that bad and I'm trying not to beat myself up about it, but like, you know, I've known this for a month now that like I need to actually start filming earlier and earlier because of the winter, but I just never really actually kicked myself out of the butt you know what I'm trying to say. I never really had like the self-motivation to actually force myself to do it. It's like, you know, my alarm goes off, I hit the snooze button and just go back to sleep. I'm sure everyone struggles with this, but you know what I mean? Like, I really do need to start actually treating this a lot more seriously is what I feel. So this is me making a commitment to you guys in front of the camera that I'm gonna try harder. So I'm sorry, today's vlog wasn't super long, wasn't super interesting. I was really frustrated off the camera, and I literally just had to put the camera down, and I was like, I don't even know why I'm so stressed and frustrated, but I just need to chill. So that's what I did, and that's why the only other thing I did later on that night was I made those looms so that tomorrow I can at least probably hook everything up and get everything working when I've finished everything I need to do with the S15 at Yoshio factory tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Once again, thank you for watching today's video. No, it wasn't super entertaining, but it's still all part of the journey, and you're all along for the ride, and I love you all. I appreciate you. Go check out some SAMMIT merch at sammit.net. Get yourself a sick slap sticker, keychain things, flight tag, and air freshener. I'd really appreciate it. Peace out, guys. Ciao, mata.